is White Mountains Today.
And thanks for joining us, White Mountains TV 16, White Mountains Today. I'm Marty Bass, your host this morning. Beth Carta Dolan with us.
Good morning.
Owner of Joseph's Spaghetti Shed in Glen, starting your 34th year, huh?
Yeah, August 1st will be our 34th anniversary.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And just the Spaghetti Shed named after your grandfather,
Grandfather. Yeah, my dad and I opened it together.
Right.
But we named it after my grandfather.
So let's. Been a good weekend for you?
Good weekend. Lots of people around. Boy, it's like somebody flicks a switch, at the very end of June, and it's great to have all the folks up here, and
nice.
Hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate, and we'll have good weather. And
yes. Saturday was definitely a nice night to go and eat.
Yes,
to eat out, but eat in.
Yeah,
for a lot of people. But of course, a lot of your menu. A lot of people like the pizzas. A lot of people like the pastas and everything. But even after 34 years, you're still tweaking the menu from time to time, right?
Yeah. Well, I love to cook, and of course, when you work all the time with the same food, you want to try to make different things to eat.
Right, yeah.
So we're always throwing different things on the pizzas and throwing different things into a saute pan to see what we come up with. And so a lot of times things we will discover, say, oh, this is so great, and we'll run it as a special, and if it goes over well as a special, we may put it on the menu. We just added a caprese salad to our menu, and I was running it as a special. It was really, really popular. But we do it a little differently. Instead of using fresh basil, we use pesto, and then a nice dousing of the balsamic reduction, and it's so good.
Nice. And also, I see this morning you have here a vegetarian pizza.
That's our veggie pizza. Usually I put artichoke hearts on it too, but I was rushing this morning. That has a lot of veggies on it. That's one of our most popular pizzas, and we also have a meat lovers. So for those that don't go towards the vegetable side, we can take care of them with the meat lovers, and we have all different ones. I just added a new one to my special menu. It's a white pizza, but when it comes out of the oven, we put a nice, cool, crisp Caesar salad right on top of it.
It's yummy. I bet you that does well.
Yeah, that's kind of a knife and fork pizza, but
well, that's okay. There are people who've been known to eat with knife and forks, so that's really nice. And then also you have your white pizza fans.
Yes.
Anyway, which is it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you might have to do a half white, half red, or
that's really hard to do.
Yeah. Maybe not. You should each get your own.
That's exactly what I said.
Absolutely,
you're going to love it so much you're going to want a whole pizza.
That's a good one. I like. And then also, of course, toward the end, desserts. And I know you enjoy sort of making the homemade desserts. And you have a couple things over here for us. Looks like a bread pudding and also a homemade cheesecake, and of course this is turning out to be the breakfast of champions.
Yeah,
here,
that's right.
Which really looks nice. So can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, the bread pudding. I make traditional bread pudding as well, but I also have a bakery business, and I make wedding cakes. And when you make a wedding cake, you've got to level it off. So you cut all this beautiful cake off. And I'm like, there's got to be something I can do.
Sure.
So I started taking that cake and turning it into bread pudding. I've probably made 22 different flavors of bread pudding, depending on the flavor of cake and the flavor of extract that I use for the custard. This one is a chocolate, and the chocolate bread pudding is probably one of the most popular ones that I do. But I do things like a butter pecan bread pudding or a carrot cake bread pudding is really, really awesome.
And how has the wedding been? Because we're seeing a lot more,
the wedding
scene.
Cake business?
Because we've seen a lot more promotion for, having your wedding up in the valley and things like that. So.
I am booked. I have cakes booked in 2018 already.
Wow, that's
but it's really awesome because there's such a great group of people that cater to weddings, whether it be the resorts or the florists or the bakers or we all work together, and that's one thing I when people come and they talk to me and we do tastings and we talk about the cake, they're amazed at the connection there is between myself and the venue and the florist and the JP and that we all know each other. Oh no, you don't have to call them, I'll call them. And that the fact that they don't have to be the middleman, that we all know each other, I think for a lot of people when they come up here and that's what they get, that's one of the reasons they're so happy they choose the Mount Washington Valley to come to. because it is like a family.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and they get that sense when they're doing their wedding.
Well, it's also sort of a sense of community here, and that's
Absolutely.
also something that
Yeah.
you do as well. You have your Dine to Donate.
Yeah.
And that I mean, you're kind of busy now, but you
Right.
sort of like look forward to doing that
Right.
when things maybe wind down a little bit.
Yeah, I don't do the Dine to Donates in the summertime.
Right.
You know, most of us that do the community fundraising events don't do them in the summertime. But from the week after Labor Day,
Right.
most Mondays through the middle of June, with the exception of February vacation week
Right.
and Christmas vacation week. I try to work with nonprofits and school groups, and on Mondays I do my Dine to Donate. And I donate 20% of the total sales,
Nice.
not just in-house sales, takeout sales, everything. 20% goes back to the nonprofit or the school group. And then in what I ask them to do is to market it. Get as many people in the door as you can. The more people you bring, the more money you will make. And then I also urge them really to try to do a raffle or a Chinese auction or something, because that is really where you make
Yeah.
the extra money, is in the
Excellent.
raffle tickets. If you bring 50 people through the door and everybody buys $5 worth of raffle tickets, there's $250 right there.
Yeah.
But I try to work with them, and we've had some really fabulous events, you know, and I feel I grew up here. I've lived here my whole life.
Yep.
I love this community. I love what we do here, and it makes me happy to be able to be a part of giving back to that.
Nice. Well, thanks for doing that, and thanks for stopping by this morning.
Well,
and
thanks for having
out
me.
and about, you know, in the valley, a nice place to go out to eat. Joseph's Spaghetti Shed in Glen. And I got to tell you, the vegetable pizza, the different desserts, and I always like the picture of the pasta with the sausage and the eyeballs.
That's my combo. That's one of my most popular dishes.
It'll put a smile on your face wherever you are.
That's my happy meal.
Okay, well, yes, now that's a happy meal. All right, well, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Marty.
And we'll be back after this.